So he said, let's meet up this weekend. It's now Friday night. You've helpfully heard nothing. What do you do? Okay, I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and in this short video, I'm going to discuss 3 different strategies for the whole he asked you out but hasn't quite made a firm plan around it thing, so that you know how to deal with this situation. If he hasn't confirmed the date, there's going to be a variety of different situations that could be happening right now. So rather than just give you one generic piece of advice, I really want you to think about what's right for you. And ultimately, the best dating advice is that which is going to make you feel confident, calm, and authentic in how you're handling these dating scenarios as they arise. So my first scenario is that you've been messaging pretty consistently. The messages have been good. There is a date in the diary for tonight, but you haven't heard anything from him today. Now, I would say as long as the messaging has been nice and consistent in the run up to that, I would develop a high confidence mindset here and be like, of course the date is on, because who wouldn't want to go out on a date with me? It could well be that he thinks by playing it cooler and not being proactive around messaging you all day today, he may be creating more anticipation for the date. He may also just be taking his foot off the gas because he knows that date is locked in the diary. So I would say to avoid jumping to the conclusion that the date is off. Imagine if you were a female A-list celebrity. You wouldn't think for a second that this guy is going to cancel on you. So don't let this affect your dating confidence either. The decision process here is simple. Believe he's going to come through. Believe he's going to set out a high quality date. If so, amazing. You can go with the flow and just turn up and be awesome. If that doesn't happen, then you've got a clear indicator here that this isn't going to be a guy that's going to be able to give you what you want. And yes, you may spend this evening sitting chilling by yourself, but that shouldn't be a negative scenario for you. Enjoy doing the self-care, be thankful that you're clear about what this person can and can't offer you, and be prepared to go with the flow. A slight caveat to this is if his planning is very vague. If he says, how about we hang out in about an hour's time, and then it's, oh, I'm running a bit late, or can we actually make it this time? If the arrangements keep shuffling around, if there's no clear plan, if it's more of a hangout than a proper date, create a different plan for yourself, or just simply say, this sounds confusing, let's just meet another time, smiley. So if you really want to develop this high confidence mindset when it comes to dating, I'd highly recommend you enroll in my free online mini training program using the link below this video. The second scenario you may find yourself in is there's a guy that you know you really like. You're really attracted to him. You're a bit concerned that your dates have been disjointed. There's been long gaps between them. You'd really like to move things forward. And maybe earlier in the week or a week ago, he said, let's try and catch up next weekend. In this scenario, I really don't want you to save time for this person. First of all, it's really important that people book you in, that they show enough respect for your schedule and just acknowledge really that you have a busy and exciting life outside of interacting with them, that they put that little marker in and book you in advance. If you just got a week ago a very vague, let's try and catch up sometime towards the end of next week style message, I certainly wouldn't be putting a big red cross through your weekend and saving it on the hope that you may be able to hang out together. I know this is easier said than done. I know that you're going to be thinking, but if I don't see him next weekend, then it'll have been 3 weeks in between us seeing each other, and the interaction's going to lose momentum, or he'll forget about me, or I don't want to go on a date with someone else because no one compares to him. I understand that, but the person you really need to think about here is yourself. You want to cultivate respect around how people interact with you, and also, even if he looks great on paper, if he's not treating you as a priority, he has missed the number 1 box on the checklist for what you should be looking out for in a partner. The final scenario I want to talk you through is that you are relatively confident you're going to meet. That's not an issue for you, but you just don't know the logistics yet, and it's starting to drive you mad because you don't know where you're supposed to be, how much travel time there is, what clothes you've got to wear. So in this case, you may find that you feel simply too anxious to just go on and wait for him to make the plan. If you want to playfully check in with him, you could potentially send a message like, so what's the game plan, wink. However, just be mindful that there's going to be a bit of a trade-off here. On the bright side, you get to be communicative, you get to ease your anxiety, you're probably going to find out what the plan is sooner. However, on the negative side, you will lose that data point of knowing how he would have interacted with you, how he would have set up that day, and how communicative he was going to be if you had never intervened. And all of those data points that you lose should be important to you because they're things that tell you about his suitability for you as a partner. Anyway, I hope this has helped to give you clarity in terms of how you should act if a guy has semi-booked a date with you but hasn't made a firm plan yet. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and if you've enjoyed this video, I would love it if you give me a like or a subscribe.